Yo. Let's do this. We're live. It's time to watch the stream. Visions of Eternity, Crab stream. That's what this really is. We all know it. Crab, level 1 crab specifically, level 2 crab. Let's see what we got. Omega crab. Darren's go live in Guild Wars 1. And also, nobody is allowed to help Darren's in factions. We have to let him find his own way. Scuffed audio. I think they did testing, so I think the audio will not be scuffed. I think it's going to be clean.
Hello,
okay, never mind. The audio is scuffed.
To the Guild Wars 2 stream.
The audio is incredibly scuffed.
Talking about raids and all things raids related coming in the QR1 update on February 3rd. My name is Roy Marks. I'm a competitive and
what's up? Wait, why is it so quiet?
Today I am joined by Timothy Reynolds, UI engineer. Tim, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
It's Darkbringer, by the way, guys.
I'm doing all right. Thanks. So we did release a blog post yesterday, which kind of went over, most of what we're going to be talking about today. We're obviously going to be going a little bit more in depth on today, but we are going to be talking about the Raid Strike merge that's happening. And a lot of that is going to come down to kind of the reward updates that we're going to be talking about a little bit later, but it's also going to be condensing all of those encounters into one sort of singular game type content, and that's where we kind of start looking at the UI and having that merge come in. So I think we can actually start getting into the game and taking a look at that new UI.
Let's take a look at the game.
That's gonna be showing off all those encounters.
So we're in the aerodrome, and basically we're getting a whole new UI for entering the raids, and basically all the raids, encounters, and wings will be sort of merged into one UI now. And you can enter the old way. All of the portals individually, but you can also enter them together now. So in the aerodrome, we have a fancy new portal.
Check that out.
Hard to miss.
It's centrally located in the aerodrome now, and then if we fly over to it and we see the new UI.
bDarkbringer, guys.
Here we go.
So, guys, someone made bDarkbringer or what?
We have all the raid wings, and then we have all the encounters all together in one screen. And then, like, if we hover one, we just have all the information, name, description, a general difficulty overview. If there's any, like, emboldened going on, and then if you can't go in because of expansion, because a lot of them are locked behind expansion, it will show that there's an expansion here and not let you enter, but still see all the UI and information about them.
I wonder how that works with QUICKPLAY.
And then it will list out the bosses here and then here for each wing, and then just for the encounters, just the specific boss. And then it will give information on hover tooltip for each of them.
Very cool. And so this also, I think, allows you to
select in a weird way.
Your starting point in the raid.
Exactly.
Defaulted to 760,
say I want to start
1080 is not the highest
on the second boss. I can just click these, and then it will just start on the fourth boss. So the easiest way to understand it is, like, say you completed up to Sabbatha for the week. Like, you completed the 3 bosses, but not Sabbatha. When you enter, previously, it would just go to Sabbatha up to that unlock. Now that will just be whatever you select instead. So you're not locked to what your currently weekly progression is. You're locked to whatever choice you want to make instead.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Trig in the chat as well. Trig in the chat, please. And B Roy.
You mentioned there's
bDarkbringer coming soon, guys.
Talking about, like, masteries and stuff for each of the different raid wings.
Yeah,
mastery requirements. Gotcha. And then, yeah, as we can see, we have the whole selection of every single, so raid wing, and as I mentioned kind of in the beginning of the stream, where, you know, we're merging changing strike missions over to raid encounters. We have all of the 8 raid wings, but then also all of the
daily reminder, Trig dropped a nuclear patch 1 day before monthly AT.
We've got Lion's Court, which is going to be the core game raid encounter. We've got the ones for Secrets of the Obscure, Visions of Eternity, Iceberg Saga, End of Dragons, etc. So you can access every single encounter from this one portal, which is really nice. And I believe there's also, does that change the current portals or the current way that you'd enter? So right now on live, each raid wing has its own portal. Does that change how that works?
Each of the portals you can still access individually.
Okay.
It'll basically just show the same UI with all the new information and everything, just not a side panel for all the selection.
So you wouldn't be able to join Wing 8 from the Wing 3 portal?
That would make no sense.
Yep.
Gotcha. Is there any reason that you would want to join from one of these singular portals versus the huge, giant, new red portal that's in the aerodrome?
Not exactly. We just wanted to retain the functionality for how people got to all the content previously.
That makes sense. Cool. Do you want to show off entering?
Sure.
Take us in.
So
big moment
here
where you press enter.
A big moment.
Yeah. So this is Spirit Veil, Wing 1, of course.
Wing 1.
Most people are going to be familiar.
So it just goes in, works fully fine. You can go anywhere you want. And then, because we picked on the 4th
help
boss.
us, guys. They've got children's mode. They have infantile mode. They literally have infantile mode. Do you not see that?
Earlier, so like if you, it's kind of replicating what now on live would look like if you had cleared up to kind of the end of the raid.
Yeah.
You're able to jump around. It still sends you to the beginning of the raid, but you have those checkpoints unlocked. Gotcha. And so how would it look if you had joined on the first boss?
So if I join on the first boss, it would have all those portals locked because it would be joining as if you're doing the Spirit Guardian. So.
Okay. So what happens if, let's say my group and I, we go in, we kill Veil Guardian, first boss of that raid wing, and then we leave. Are we now locked out from joining from that checkpoint, sort of where Veil Guardian is?
No. Okay. There will be checkboxes that show here as well for what you've completed for the week, but you can just as easily click the ones that are checkboxed that you've already completed for the week and just go to directly what you want to go to.
So it'll still set up the raid based on whatever you're selecting here, no matter what your progress is.
Exactly.
That's very, I mean, imagine this launch
progress just
day
clear,
1.
So you're not able to just
this would have been so much better if
continually kill Veil Guardian over and over again. But yeah, it is going to allow you to kind of set that up. Just to clarify, we did get a question. There's not new masteries, and there's not a mastery check to be getting in. There's just information displayed on the UI that says what masteries are required or useful for that rating. So no new masteries. We're not updating masteries. We're not changing masteries. Nothing like that. There's no masteries that the UI is locked behind. It just gives you that information. So
yeah, this information, what was on the previous UI. Actually, so all that information stays the same for what it used to show.
Yeah, just to clarify. Good question.
Yep.
All right, and then I think, so something that's pretty useful for this. So right now on live, if you are, I think you want to probably swap maps. If you're trying to get into a raid, everyone has to be in the aerodrome to join, right? So one person enters a raid wing, you all get a pop-up to join if you're in the aerodrome, and then join. Is that going to be the same here?
No, now, so we've edited the tech a little bit so that now wherever you are, it will just get the pop-up to join. So
that's nice, actually.
Say you're in the aerodrome, one person in your squad starts the raid, it will understand that it's in an instance, and wherever you are, just give the pop-up. You don't have to go to the aerodrome anymore. And then, if you move maps, it will also pop up, re-pop up if someone in a squad is in an instance.
So as long as one person starts the instance, everyone else, no matter where they are, will get the pop-up.
Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. And so we can show it here. So I'm going to enter from the aerodrome, and then we can see Tim.
Now we can see that.
Yeah, I mean you don't need to go to the loading screen spot, right? You can just be anywhere.
And so is the aerodrome the only place that you can enter from for raid wings?
No, there's also, we've edited the text so you can go wherever we want. So, for example, in Mistlock, we're adding a portal, and we're adding a portal to most of the Mistlock any of the passes.
Nice.
And then basically any of the hubs or main places so that you can enter via a whole bunch of different places. That makes sense.
Right, so all the lobbies like Mistlock, like Armistice Bastion, they're going to have a lobby portal essentially the same as replicating if you were entering from Aerodrome.
Yeah.
Gotcha, cool. I don't know if you want to join from there, not I left, but...
Yeah, I can join, I don't know, Bastion.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome, yeah, and so I was in the Aerodrome and I got the pop-up there. Which, you can't see on screen right now, but you can see me in the instance.
Bugs,
so yeah, that gets us into Bastion. So this, obviously, pretty big quality life update for just getting in to raids, getting groups together. If you're in the middle of a meta event or something,
the new legendary.
Players want to start getting together for a raid, you can finish that, not have to go to Aerodrome, you can just get the pop-up when your teammates enter that raid, which is obviously very nice.
For like new players, like they can just join the squad, and the experienced person in the squad can just start it, and then they can just join from wherever
so
they are.
Don't have to find where the airdrop is or whatever, and obviously, really, really big update to be able to kind of jump around between bosses. And does that work inside of an instance?
So this is technically an instance, Mistlock.
Oh, I mean, once you're inside of a raid instance.
Yeah, so if I go into an instance, and then say I go to Spirit Vale.
Nico with the sub, nice.
We're also adding it so that you can basically continue from an instance into another instance. So I can basically do select new, and I can just see this raid screen from any encounter or wing, so any one you're in. And then it will just have the pop-up, and then I can just, and then you're in.
Right, yeah,
so now he'll stay in that instance, and I'll basically go to wherever I want. So say Salvation Pass, and it will just start it.
Hype train,
and then
let's go,
on
guys.
his
Get a hype train
screen,
going.
he gets a join request. So everybody in the instance gets a join request. Everybody outside the instance gets a join request for the new raid.
Yeah, nice quality life, actually. Dude, Darkbringer's a god, man.
He's
the UI guy. He's literally the UI guy, by the way. Everyone knows this.
So the button changes to join the other person, and then your button would change to join mine.
Look at this guy.
So like say I want to go back, it will have the join other to go back, and then everybody merges. Or you can join me with the join other if you say you close the pop-up or something.
Right.
And then if you're in combat, it will not show the pop-up, so it will just highlight the button as it's doing.
Right.
Like usually at the end of the raid, it does that highlight on the back button, so it will just do that if you're in combat.
Gotcha. Very cool. And so you mentioned capped at 2 instances, so just to be clear, I could not join, let's say, Wing 3. So right now I'm in Wing 1, which is where we originally joined. You're in Wing 2. I can't start a 3rd instance and go to Wing 3. I have to either go to yours or you have to come back to mine.
As soon as like an instance closes, like everybody merges back into one, then you can continue again. But basically, you just don't want it so that you have endless instances, 10 different instances, and it gets super confusing, and you don't know where to go.
It's true. He's right. Yeah. He's right about that, guys.
This does work for going from.
Okay,
so, we saw from Spirit Vale to Salvation Pass, Wing 1 to Wing 2.
Nice.
It also works for joining instances of raid encounters, right? Solo raid encounters, not just wings, but also ones that are locked behind other expansions, right? So I could go from a Heart of Thorns raid to a Visions of Eternity raid encounter.
Any in this list, so any wings or encounters.
Any wings.
Right.
Literally
any
wing, guys.
Because again, right now on live, you might have to go to Arborstone, you might have to go to either the north, but now you can go, once you're in a raid, you can pretty much go to anything, but also you can join from Aerodrome, you can join any encounter, one of the lobby passes,
any encounter,
and get from there, which again, huge quality life, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, and
the ring has
this
the crabs.
basically
Of course,
allows,
the crabs are the best
say
card.
You want to go through wing 1 through 8, just like as a squad. You just go wing 1 and then finish wing 1, and then just go to this continue menu and go wing 2 and go all the way through them without even leaving the instances at all.
Full clearing on Monday reset just got a lot faster.
Yeah, that's true. That is actually big time save on FC, guys.
Very cool.
That's a big time save on FC.
Great, really great quality life update.
You don't have to do double loading screen
to see that. I think that's going to be a huge change for the positive for raiding, whether you are an experienced raider or you're just trying to get into raids for the first time. And I think we can start talking about the rewards, unless there's anything else you wanted to discuss with the UI.
I think we're good.
Okay, cool, yeah, so we can start getting into the rewards section of this update a little bit. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this is going to be somewhat related to the Raid Strike Merge. So again, Strike Mission is going to be now known as Raid Encounters. And what that means is right now you have currencies for Strike Missions called Profit Shards. All Profit Shards are going to become Magnetite Shards. So anywhere you might have acquired a Profit Shard, that's not going to be a Magnetite Shard on live after this release. Anywhere you might have used profit shards for currency, whether you're purchasing ascended gear, whatever it might be, those currencies are now going to become, or those purchases are going to be 4 magnetite shards. When players log into the game after the release, all of their profit shards will be converted to magnetite shards 1-to-1. So you'll be getting any profit shards you have saved up. You won't be losing those. You'll be getting those turned into magnetite shards. This also means that all of the raid encounters are now going to be giving magnetite shards as well.
It's all magnetite
shards. And there's a couple things that we've done with this. First of all, that's going to be a lot more magnetite shards per week. So we're raising, and I believe we mentioned this in the blog post, but we're raising the weekly cap of magnetite shards you can earn to 800 per week, which is a pretty large jump from the current 300, just because you're going to be getting a lot more sources. But also what we've done is we've assigned every raid encounter boss. So all the bosses inside Raid Wings, all of the solo raid encounter bosses, basically a value between 1 and 5 of what kind of we're calling their difficulty or their commitment level. And what we're doing with this is we're standardizing the amount of rewards you're getting. So if you're fighting a boss that is kind of perceived as a lower commitment, you're going to be getting 8 magnetite shards. It's the lowest you'll be getting from a boss. If you're fighting a boss that's a lot higher level, like maybe, let's say, Kadim from Wing 6.
Impossible boss.
You'll be getting the maximum amount of magnetite shards from an encounter, which is 16.
16.
Currently, challenge modes are going to give 10 magnetite shards. That's staying the same. Challenge modes are still giving, any challenge mode is going to give 10 magnetite shards. And you can also get magnetite shards from doing weekly achievements, which we're adding with this update. So we do have currently a weekly achievement tracking
Kadim normal mode is going to be the same as Greer.
8.
That's content.
Live. We're adding weekly achievements
CM is the same as Kadim CM, guys.
Wings 1 through 7. And again, completing those weekly achievements will give just
KC CM is the same as Doom CM.
Magnetite shards. There's also an achievement for, and I can show this, completing we got a nice little new category here.
Look at that, guys.
So weekly raid encounter. So this is every single
dev-only
solo raid encounter, previously known as strike mission, but we're gonna call it a raid encounter now. And so that'll again give you a nice little chunk and help you kind of track if you're not right at the radar dome. Excuse me, the radar dome to show the new UI. Just help you track what bosses you have killed for that week. There's also weekly quick play achievement, but we'll get into that when we go over to the quick play section. Legendary insights as well. So right now on live, you are only getting legendary insights from raid
Imagine
wing
if they'd
bosses,
added Cold War to quick play, guys. That would have been crazy.
Challenge modes for
that would have been
missions.
wacky stuff.
So when strike missions become raid encounters, we're taking the legendary insights out of the challenge modes for the raid encounters because you don't get legendary insights from challenge mode raid wing bosses. You'll just get them from the normal mode. So any normal mode raid boss. So again, that's a boss inside of a raid wing, which is how it is alive, and a raid wing, or excuse me, a raid encounter boss will be giving a legendary insight. So a lot more legendary insights as well from any boss. So again, any boss you kill, as it is on live in normal mode, for raid wings will give a legendary insight, and any boss after this update that you kill for a raid encounter in normal mode will also give a legendary insight. There's some additional legendary insight gains as well from the quick play achievement we're adding. Again, we'll touch upon that a little bit later, as well as since the current on live currently strike missions are daily gated for rewards.
Okay.
We're going to be changing those to weekly gated just to match up with raid wings. But we're also adding a new daily raid bounty category,
no daily Iceberg Saga
which will
5.
allow you to track down 4
bounties
bosses.
instead, I guess.
Rotation takes bosses from raid wings, takes bosses from raid
you have
encounters,
daily Iceberg Saga 4,
give you basically an additional
raid bounty 4
reward from that
Iceberg
boss.
Saga 2 is dead,
when you
guys.
kill Doom for the first time on live, you get Doom
Iceberg Saga 2 is dead.
Reward with legendary insight, with various rewards from that encounter. You're getting a second one.
Dude, daily Doom is high tier though, no?
When you kill Doom with the raid bounty up, you're getting basically twice the rewards for that boss.
I mean, Dragonstone will still be daily,
4
I think,
times 7,
because it's not
so you can get an additional 28 legendary insights each week. That's a lot of legendary insights.
So you just do daily Dragonstone now.
Magnetite shards that you're going to be getting.
Cheese and pineapple, white,
and
Boris,
a lot of players have a lot of those currencies saved up. So obviously, if you're new to raids, you haven't been raiding very much. This is probably pretty good news. You can get
YOLO code and redirector. Check out that NPC,
which
guys.
is really, really cool from raids. We love to see that. But if you've already got your legendary armor, if you have a lot of currency saved up, you've been raiding for a long time, what are you going to do with all these new currencies? Well, first we've added Raid God, which is obviously pretty fun.
Infallible. Shit.
If you're familiar with
that's a no
God,
downstate. That's no downstate, guys. I guarantee
but this
it.
is essentially a pretty big sink and grind achievement. It's not necessarily meant to be gated behind, doing a ton of specific challenges,
Raid
but
God,
it is meant
500
to
kills.
sort of showcase that you've spent a lot of time raiding, that you've put a lot of effort and time into this content, and that'll sink out a ton of currencies. this is something, you know, we want to be definitely considerate of, but we're also adding a weekly merchant. This is going to be pretty similar to the merchant that we added a couple of years ago for World vs. World.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty good, I think.
Weekly purchase options, again, to help sync up currencies.
Well, I think Raid God isn't skill-based, just grind-based, like Fractal God, right?
Your
so I think that's fine. If you want. I think it would be cool if they did add a skill-based achievement as well, though, for like doing all the CMs.
For crafting stations for Mystic Forge, various decorations that are going to be focused around raids. Some people may have noticed we've got infinite utility metabolic
that's actually
primers
massive.
at the top, which
oh
is
my god, give me those things.
Cool item.
Yeah, infinite primers is wacky, guys. That's wacky.
To use. So this is going to be
actually top
constant
tier.
sync of magnetite shards, and it has a pretty hefty price there.
Bro, you have to spend magnetite for it, though? Bro.
That is going to be something you can spend them on. There's other various weekly, so again, these are one-time purchases. We've got various weekly syncs out here as well. Various items that might be helpful for raiders, as well as various currencies and materials.
It's 50 magnetite a pop, guys. That's kind of expensive. Well, then you get 800 a week, I guess.
Right now, you can get 10 Mystic Clovers for raid currencies, and 5 Mystic Clovers for strike currencies for profit shards. Because profit shards are going away, what's happening to those Mystic Clovers? We're rolling
that
them
is
in,
expensive.
So
I don't like that, guys.
So you're not losing out on any Mystic Clovers, and I wanted to make sure to call that out because I did see that raised a few times. So you get 15 per week. Nice, fun little addition here as well. You have a once a week chance of potentially getting a pretty rare item for quite a bit of currencies. This is going to be a pretty big sink, but you might get lucky and get a Chak infusion. So that's
get a big infusion.
yeah. You might get lucky, or you might get some acidic gear. But either way, that's going to be ways that you're going to be syncing out materials, and this is going to be something that we're going to be keeping an eye on for feedback as well, just like we did with the World vs. World merchant. And that is going to be most of the a couple more achievements actually to talk about. So right now, that a lot of that is going to be kind of the raid strike update. The update for, I'd say, probably like newer players. Obviously, the weekly syncs and the raid god achievement is going to be focused on some veteran players. But we've also got some achievements that we're kind of just filling out spaces. So we added mentor achievements with Wing 8 release with Mount Balrog. We didn't have those for the first 2 wings. Those are for 7 wings, excuse me. Those are going to be added to supplement those wings. We're also making an update to the raid mentor achievements. So those are now going to progress. Obviously, if you have a new player, someone who's never cleared the boss with you before, that'll progress that achievement. But it'll also progress if you have
Roy's massive. Everyone knows it.
Encounter with someone who has not cleared it for that week. So as I mentioned, we have the new weekly achievements. If you haven't finished that boss for your weekly achievement, you will also progress the mentor achievement for them. That'll just be a way to kind of help encourage people to group up maybe with people they don't normally play with, to obviously increment those achievements, not just from someone who's literally never stepped foot in raids before, just because that might be harder, especially for the first few raid wings. So it should be a nice bit of a quality of life update for those achievements as well. Similarly, we added achievements for, there's right now on live, there's Eternal achievements, which is killing every raid boss without any of your teammates dying.
Very nice.
On wings 1 and wing 8.
Yep.
Added those achievements for wings 2 through 7, just to add it.
Just for fun,
and finally,
for the
we
content.
also added achievements for clearing every raid wing without going into downstate.
Yes.
That's going to be definitely for our more hardcore players, our more veteran
that's what
players,
I'm talking about.
maybe interested in chasing after that. And that will get, and again, so clearing every raid wing without going into downstate. Which
That's
is,
again, we like that.
Thinking probably going to be a little bit
infallible
more of a
title,
for
guys.
most people. Maybe not everyone's going to be chasing after this, but we wanted to, give some
it's ERP3, guys. Look, this is an ERP3 reference, no?
In this update as well.
It is ERP3 reference, no?
Is that raid general location just new?
Yes, good call, very good call, yes. So there's a new
Greer
raid
the
general
Breaker.
category here as well, similar to the weekly raid category. This is going to just kind of be achievements that aren't specific to any one raid wing or raid encounter. As we can see, so we got the raid god here, we've got the no downstate achievement like I mentioned, we've got the mentor achievements. This is just tracking all of those.
Wait, is norm mode? Did it say actually? We need to go. We need to actually check if it said norm mode or not. It better be CM actually.
Raid quick play weekly achievement, which again we'll talk a little bit more about when we
B-boy
get to
one
the,
oops, good emote.
Quick play
That's a good emote actually.
Do we want to go into a boss?
Yes, but before we do that, I do also want to one final thing. We did tease this a little bit in the blog post.
The
got a couple
Doom Sky
of
Scale.
new rewards that we're adding.
They didn't say
to,
CM. Well, someone get a screenshot, guys.
Bosses. We wanted to add, this is kind of a little bit of a different style of reward that we're adding to raids. In the sense you can only earn these as rare drops from the challenge mode version of its
not tradable
boss.
Not tradable.
So there's going to be 3 of them. So first off, we've got the Twin Largos Combat Tonics,
Nice,
which is a pretty cool thing.
Kuma's
if you
winning
get this drop,
big
you'll be getting
again.
both versions, both the female and the male version of the Combat Tonic, which is pretty fun. We've also got a Demonic Deimos Infusion, which is going to apply the Fractured effect from one of his attacks. Let me turn off my legendary ring. Maybe
Yeah, I see the legendary ring going on.
Yeah, I think it's because I have an outfit on.
Yeah.
It's not working with the outfit, but that's fine.
There, yeah, and see the streak a little bit. But that's going to show the fractured effect from that. And then finally, we tease this in the blog post. There's also a new Sky Scale skin for the Doom Sky Scale, which is very cool. It's a pretty fun addition. Obviously, it's going to be the first mount skin that you can get from raids. I'm pretty excited about this one. I think it looks great. I think the art team absolutely blew it out of the water with this one. The effects team as well, shouts out to them. And the audio team as well, actually. They did a really good job with this as well for the audio. Yeah, very excited about these awards.
Are we going to see you running around on it on live?
Probably not.
Doom
I'm
Scale.
probably not going to be able to get it.
Doom Scale.
But, you know, again, these rewards are kind of intended. Good thing to mention as well, you can earn these rewards, or rather you can farm for these rewards. There's no weekly gate on them. There's no daily gate on them.
It's farmable.
Every single time you kill Twin Largos or Deimos or Doom in the challenge mode,
Guys,
you will
it's
have
CM.
a chance to drop one
You
of
have to
those
farm
rewards,
Doom CM.
every single time. So, you know, there's no restriction on however many times you want to try.
Very
to go
nice.
for it. Yeah, again,
Very
slightly
nice.
different style of reward.
And I don't think it's tradable, guys.
Or sort of,
It's not. I don't think it's
model of
sellable.
reward that we're trying
You have
out
to.
here
It's only
with
from the
raids.
drop.
You know, kind of adding a little bit more of a chase feeling to some of these raid encounters, some of these more iconic raid encounters.
No
Obviously,
swiping
Doom
for
being
this
of the
one,
most
guys.
iconic raid bosses.
No
that we
swiping.
have. Deimos and Largos as well. I think being some pretty strong contenders there. So yeah, just trying to see how that goes. But we will be keeping an eye on those rewards, since again they are kind of a new model, a new structure, and see how they work out.
Yeah, give an incentive to do the raids.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely want to try to encourage people to continue to raid throughout the week, not just one and done, finish your weekly raiding at the beginning of the week, and then not really log out and not go into raids again.
Dude, buyers are going to love this stuff.
Where the daily boss bounties
sellers are
going to
be cooming. Sellers are going to be selling a
I
lot
think
of
that
Doom
will
CM
mostly
now,
cover
guys.
the rewards, except for the quick play stuff, which again we'll get to at the end when we talk about quick play as a whole.
They'll be selling bundles of like 10 tries.
I think we can start taking a look at again something that might encourage sort of consistent play throughout the week, especially for some more hardcore players, which is the leaderboards. And
Exactly.
we'll get back and talking about those.
So, go back to the selection. So each of the boards, as you can see, there's an icon for challenge mode on each of these. So any that have a challenge mode will get a leaderboard now. And any that are shown on here that have a challenge mode, when I right click, I will just bring up the leaderboard.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep. And then the major thing with the leaderboards now is
some pretty good times there.
Yeah. So
25 seconds. Impressive.
So it's going to show the top 10 ranks or times.
Okay.
And then any players at those times will get displayed in it. In the
it's not
tooltip.
Showing the top 10 players.
Yeah, it's showing the top 10 times, and then whenever you hover those times, it will show all the players that got that score.
Yeah, nice.
Every single player?
Yeah.
It will show up to like 10 to 20, and then it will have a list.
Okay.
But in general, we're not expecting more than like 1 or 2 squads to get the same time.
Right.
But basically, so like say 10 people are in a squad, they beat a raid on CM, they get posted to the leaderboard. All 10 of them will have the same time, so they'll go on the leaderboard at the same place.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So like say they get first
That's
place
much better UI,
with their
actually,
time,
to be fair.
10 people will go on that board.
Okay.
Or say
Man,
they
where
get
was this
fourth
UI
place.
10
and
years
then
ago?
go back and get a
I guess
better
Darkbringer
time
wasn't at the
that
company.
puts them in first place. They'll swap out of fourth place and
That's
go
crazy.
to first place. So it's still a player leaderboard. It's just you get placed. Everybody in the squad gets placed at the same time.
So if let's say I went into I don't know what you're looking at right now. Which boss? Soulless Horror.
Soulless Horror.
Let's say I go into Soulless Horror, and I get the 5th best time with my group. So all the people in that group will be now on the 5th spot. Mm-hmm. And then let's say I join a different squad, and we get the 3rd, a faster time, and that would bump me up to 3rd. I would now move from the 5th spot on the leaderboard up to the 3rd spot.
Yep, and then everybody that was in your previous squad would stay on 5.
Right. Okay. So it's not locked to just your squad. It's really player specific.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
That makes sense.
Okay, and you said this is for any encounter.
Cleanse
that has
over.
a
I mean, I
challenge mode. Is this
think
only raiding
it will.
bosses?
Yeah, it'll reset
Or
every
raiding
balance
encounters
patch,
as
right?
well?
Or
This
something.
is all raid
Maybe every
wings and
season.
encounters.
As long as that's a challenge.
Yeah, and then also any with a legendary mode will have its own leaderboard.
Ah.
So like if I go
Ura and Ceres.
yeah, so I go to Aura leaderboard and then I can switch to the legendary one.
Awesome. So
46
there's actually
seconds, that's very
two
impressive.
leaderboards for Ura and Ceres instead of legendary.
Yeah.
One for challenge mode, one for legendary, right?
Yeah.
So if you're specifically going for a legendary mode, that's not going to conflict with your challenge mode times. You could be on both boards, basically. That's awesome. Really, really cool. Love to see that.
Yeah, and then if you clear CM or LM, it will show a checkbox on those specific icons too.
Nice. Wow.
And then if you clear
really
normal, it will show on normal as well.
That is awesome. Yeah, I think leaderboards are something that again will definitely help encourage chasing times and consistently playing throughout the rest of the week. And again, even if maybe you're new to raids, you're not necessarily interested in going after a challenge mode or a leaderboard spot right away, but as you continue to play and get into it, maybe that's something you can go for. But obviously, the more hardcore and veteran players, maybe they want to go for that off the bat. That's really cool. Are we ever going to be resetting these times, or once you get it, is it just kind of permanent?
It's generally going to be a permanent thing, but we do have the ability to reset. So, like, say, like a patch hits, and it's going to really change what times people get.
They should reset it every balance patch, right? They should reset every balance patch.
So, like it's much. It would be much harder to get first place because the raid becomes more difficult.
Right.
We would consider resetting in that point, but in general, it's not going to be like on a timeline or a normal thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have the ability to reset it, and we can expect that there
They
probably
should
will be some resets
reset
in the future,
it
but it's
because,
not going to be something like a monthly cadence or even a quarterly cadence. It's when we think it's necessary.
Well, okay, fine,
very
whatever.
cool.
Yeah, it seems good.
Anything else with the leaderboards that we want to talk about?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Awesome. Great. I think we can move on in that case, which I believe we will get to the quick play section. Kind of the final little bit.
Dude, they need to confirm they're adding raids.
So, quick play, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you're familiar with Fractal quick play, you'll be pretty familiar with kind of how raid quick play is going to be working. There'll be a button on the LFG panel to queue up for that. Unfortunately, we don't have at least 10 people to queue up for, so we're not going to be showing the actual queuing portion of that.
The game's dead.
But again,
the
if
game's
you've done
dead,
Fractal
guys.
Quick Play Live, it's going to look the exact same.
They can't even get it.
Click the
They don't even have 10 players.
Queue up. And it'll give you, put you into a queue. You can queue up as a solo player, or you can queue up as a pre-made squad, and that will put you into the queue. It's important to note, if you are queuing up not as a pre-made squad, so you don't have a squad leader, when you get into the instance, because obviously this could be potentially problematic if there's no commander, where maybe it's not so much of an issue in Fractals, where you're using the party system. Every player is going to have essentially the ability to
be the
do what a
tag.
lieutenant would. So they can place markers, they can do ready checks. So this will allow squads to be able to organize themselves, even if they're not a pre-made group, even if they don't have someone
kick other
as a
people.
commander.
Wait, can they kick other
It's going
people?
to be a pretty important function. Additionally, excuse me. Let's see here. I need to get the buff. Has it disappeared from me for some reason?
Ooh, wait, let's see what the buff is.
I think you.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay,
so we have, when you get into Raid Quick Play,
Yep.
you're one of the maps, you will be getting this buff, which gives you a stacking damage reduction based on your health, as well as lifesteal. And also, if you know, you are able to resurrect
you can res
dead
dead people.
So, this is kind of what we felt was going to be helpful for, obviously.
You gain additional combat stats and lifesteal as from enemies as you deal damage.
We have a list of 8 raid encounters that are going to be in Quick Play to start out. Those raid encounters are kind of curated as a list.
So you get damage, damage reduction,
they're not the easiest raid
lifesteal,
encounters in the game, so we didn't include things like Shiver Peaks Pass or Voice and Claw.
and
They're
more
also
healing.
the hardest raid encounters in
Like,
the
how many
game,
stacks do you get,
such as
then?
like Harvest Temple. And
25
we wanted to have
stacks?
kind of more of a middle ground list of raid encounters to choose from for Quick Play. And this buff, we feel, is going to be able to help players who haven't experienced those encounters before, or maybe just haven't experienced
Infantile
raiding
mode?
in general very often. People who haven't raided before and they want to try it out. This will make it a lot easier for you to survive. Any mechanics, heal yourself up. Obviously, we want to allow this to work and function, the system, even if you don't have a dedicated healer in the group. And so, we did see a question in the chat about role selector. There isn't going to be a role selector here. So again, this kind of
see how they
alleviates
need
the
to. I
pressure
want to see them
have a
fight something with the
dedicated
buff to see like how much it
dedicate
stacks
that
up.
dedicated role there in Quick Play. And then again, if you do end up dying because you're not used to the mechanics, you haven't seen the damaging mechanics from the boss before, your teammates, excuse me, will allow you to
resurrect. The Mist Ranger should res people.
Hand res each other and continue to get through that encounter. In terms of rewards for quick play, as I mentioned before, we're kind of standardizing the magnetite shard values across the board for every encounter. So if a raid encounter, normal mode, so let's say Bone Skinner gives you 10 magnetite shards if you're doing it normally. In quick play, you're going to get 50% of those rewards. So you're going to be getting 5 magnetite shards. Additionally, as I mentioned before, there's going to be 2 new achievements for quick play. One is going to be a permanent achievement, a one-time permanent achievement that comes out with the release for primarily for getting relics. But then the other one is going to be a weekly achievement.
Relics, guys.
So
leak the relics, Roy.
Throughout the week, you can
leak the relics, 10, Roy. Leak them.
More than 10 quick play, but for this achievement, it maxes out at 10. For the first 4 tiers, you're getting a quick play cache, which is a new reward, and this kind of contains items across the board from every encounter that is included in quick play. So you get a mix of rewards from those encounters, and then the 5th tier and the 10th tier are going to give you 3 legendary insights. So if you complete this achievement every week, as I mentioned earlier, you're getting an additional 6 legendary insights each week. We did want to allow players who are maybe, again, new to raiding, haven't raided before, only really interested in doing quick play, maybe to start out. We wanted to give them ways to earn those raid currencies, earn the magnetite shards,
yeah,
earn the
you're going to
legendary
get so much
insights,
LI and
if you're
shards,
only sticking to quick play.
The shards are going to go crazy.
Obviously, it is intended to be kind of a stepping stone, a gateway into potentially raiding later on, but we don't want to prevent you from earning those currencies. You can get
legendary armor in 3 weeks,
if you are chasing that
guys.
legendary gear, you're only interested in doing quick play, you can still get it. It'll obviously be much slower, but you are going to be able to get legendary insights and magnetite shards. And obviously, if you are a player who does all of the raids and you do 10 quick plays per week, you'll just be getting.
Is it 77 total? So you can get it in 2 weeks.
The other
then.
achievement that I mentioned
That's
is
crazy.
going to be the raid play frequenter. This
Show
is
us
going
the
to
relics,
be the primary way to earn the 6 new relics that are coming with the QUICKPLAY
Show us,
release.
Roy.
This is not the only way. So if you are not interested in doing raids at all, but you really want these relics, you can still purchase them from VOE map vendors in maps.
Leak the relics.
Maps that launched with expansion 6. And they'll be a little bit of a higher cost the first time you buy them than a normal relic, just because that's kind of how you're unlocking it. You can also unlock it through the PvP and World vs. World reward tracks in normal. But if you want to do quick play, every 3 quick plays you do, you get one of these caches or containers. It gives you a relic.
Go on, show us
if you
the
already
juice.
have that relic, you're not going to have the option to pick it. It's not going to, there's not a
Trig,
trap there.
leak the relics, dude. Are you trolling, dude? Leak the relics.
If you have all the relics unlocked, you just get extra magnetite shards. So
you're referring to unlocking for the legendaries, right? Is what?
Yes.
Leak the relics.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my God, he's teasing us. He's teasing
so that's
us,
be
guys.
Mostly for the quick play rewards, and also kind of how the quick play system works. It's important to note, I saw this question quite a bit yesterday after the blog post released. We only have the 8 single raid encounters so far in quick play. A lot of people were curious about, the new raid encounter that's coming with QR1. That we might have a little bit of a teaser for in a minute. Why that's not included in quick play. The main thing is just that it didn't really make sense for a new encounter that's brand new in the game that hasn't been tested on live yet. Obviously, we've done a lot of internal play testing, but as we've mentioned in the past, it's not always they're not always conducive to one another. So we want to make sure that gets out there, see how players react to it before we potentially put it in. But we are making considerations for raid quick play in general.
Okay.
How that
crab
system
the breaker.
works.
I'm liking that trick.
The future.
Refer to the crab as the breaker,
ready
please.
To say what we're planning to do with it yet.
Is this it? Is ArenaNet finally going to call one of their own bosses the breaker? Seneschal of the Waves, the breaker,
and what we might want to do with that, and how the future of this feature looks.
Yeah, we're leaving the door open to it.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think that is going to mostly wrap it up.
Show us the crab.
Kind of a short and sweet
show us the crab, guys.
Nothing too crazy. Again, kind of a lot of what we
shout out bDarkbringer, shout out Roy.
More in depth. I'm super excited about the new UI. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I think I don't raid every week, but I do raid it often enough that I can see this is going to be a huge update, a huge benefit to it.
Say Magrest.
Hopefully,
wait, dude, what if bDarkbringer says Magrest?
Well, are going to encourage maybe some new
he's
players,
the kind of guy who would. Look at him, he's
to
cheeky.
Raid.
He would do it.
But yeah, as always, we will be checking out feedback from folks on the various
B-Boy in the chat as well.
So make sure
B-Boy
if
sub,
you
of
see
course.
something in the stream that you have a question about or you have feedback on, to post it. Obviously, once the release comes out as well, we'll be taking a look at feedback. Thank you so much for coming out and streaming. Sorry, Tim.
I'm really excited to have players get their hands on it. It feels night and day.
Yeah.
Like testing in here versus
Yeah,
like
I'm
trying to go into the raids
Yeah.
in live.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you did a fantastic job, and everyone, all the people behind the scenes who worked on these features did a fantastic job. Super excited about the leaderboard. Super excited about the UI in general.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you so much, Tim.
Roll select is irrelevant. You
I
don't
think
want
that's
roll
the final
select.
Yeah,
Saying
as
that
always,
it's
guys,
bad
thanks so
patches of
much
that
for
is
coming out and
trolling.
watching the stream and hanging
Roll
out with
select
us.
it shouldn't be
Hope you
needed.
enjoyed.
It would be a
And,
complete
until
failure
next
if
time,
roll select was needed.
We'll see you in the
It's
mist.
supposed to be Peepo children's mode. See you in the mist. Oh shit, here we go. Crab. Did they pick good music as well? Nice. Oh, no, okay, no, we're good, it's fine. I don't know if it's working. Is it working right or what? What was going on? Okay. I mean, look, it's a little tease, guys. A little tease of the crab. Okay, of the crab. I think it was supposed to only play once. It was like a little mini teaser. Wait, why is Darren's crashing out? Like he's fucking losing it. He's actually losing it, guys. He's out of control. He is genuinely losing it. Well, this was just about raids, guys. I think we'll hear some more stuff about the legendary and fashion stuff next week, yeah? But this week, this was not about fashion and the legendary. Also, Darren's go live. I actually don't want to stream anymore. I just wanted to watch this. I'm actually mega tired today. Go live. I'm raiding you, doing Guild Wars 1 factions. You have to wait? I need to record slot? Wait, how long are you gonna take? Record your slop, bro. Wait, I wanna quickly check something actually. Let me look at the VOD here. Because I wanna see this infallible achievement, because this one is very fucking nice. They actually added full no down state, and it feels very good.
New raids, you have your commitment of raiding
Just to join.
only play bosses will say.
Where did they show it?
Rating very much.
Official stream. What's going on? Give me the juice. I can't be bothered to read it. I'm actually drained today, guys. I'm literally drained. I'm drained of all life.
This content. And that, we want to go for this for a crafting station. Pretty cool item.
Dude,
raids.
what are these
Some
primers?
people may have noticed we've got infinite
Okay, what the hell is this?
utility and metabolic primers at the top, which is a pretty cool item.
This is
Infinite
fucked
utility and
up.
Metabolic primers at the top, which is we've got options for
Dude, the
crafting stations,
primers
Mr.
cost
Forge, various decorations
to
that are going to be
use.
focused around raids.
Look,
Some people
spend 50 magnetite to get 12 hours of metabolic primer. Okay? It is not permanent, guys. You have to spend 100 magnetite for both for 12 hours. So basically, it isn't, you have to, yeah, that does not feel good. Okay, that does not feel good at all. That's also really expensive, no?
All right, everyone, let's get down to business.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's better than nothing, I guess. But that's really expensive.
You may have noticed we've got infinite utility
You can get the crafting stations here, which is nice,
and
actually.
metabolic primers at the top, which is a pretty cool item. These will cost magnetite shards to use, so this is going to be a constant sink of magnetite shards, and it has a pretty hefty price there.
Yeah, it
But
does.
if you are a player who's been playing for a long time, you have a lot of currency saved up, that is going to be something you can spend them on. There's other various weekly
Tyrion exchange vouchers actually kind of nice. Useful
again,
item.
These are one-time purchases. We've got various weekly sinks out here as well.
So what's in the
various items
Gamba?
that might be helpful for raiders, as well as various
But
currencies.
wait, these are actually, by the way, guys, these are insane. Guys, look at this. Winterberry Strongbox for 50 magnetite? That's actually crazy. That's nothing. Bear in mind, you can get 800 magnetite a week now. So that is like mega good if you still need that for whatever reason. And bear in mind, you can turn that into gold, right? This is kind of crafting materials. Wow, wait, aren't these all really good? Actually? Because 10 shards gives you 10 shards and 2 Li is a heavy crafting bag. That's good, no? You get 80 of those a week. Well, I guess not because you'd be gated by Li, but suppose you have loads of Li. You can get 80 crafting bags a week. That's kind of good, no? Are you sure it's 250 per bag? I think it'll be 50 per bag. So I guess it's not that great, but it'll be pretty useful, at least. You know, you can convert that into volatile or something, or I don't know, get ascended trinkets, but you probably don't need them, to be fair. The Mystic coins are amazing here. Look at the Mystic coins, guys. That's actually so good. 100 shards for 10 MCs. That's pretty good. Same with Mystic Clovers, obviously, because 30 shards is kind of nothing now. I think these are actually kind of good, no?
And materials. I did see this question yesterday after the blog post was released as well. Right now, you can get 10 Mystic Clovers for...
Oh, it's 50, oh, 15 MC, yeah.
5 Mystic Clovers for strike currencies, for profit shards, because...
It's the blue shard? Yeah, it is, but it's... The shards are worth less now, right? Because the economy's gone up. You get 800 a week.
Hey, what's happening to the Mystic Clovers? We're rolling them in so you can get 15 per week.
I mean, guys, I'm aware it's not new. I have played Guild Wars 2 before. Look, just for the chatters, just to be aware, guys, this is not like a sponsor thing. I'm not here for the first time. Never seen the game before, never seen playing the game before. You know, it's not, you know, I'm not sponsored, guys. You'll look at the channel, it's not hashtag ad, right? The ArenaNet partner thing, it's not like a one-time contract, not like a one-time deal. No, I've played the game before, right?
On any Mystic Clovers, and I wanted to make sure to call that out because I did see that raised a few times. You get 15 per week. Nice, fun little addition here as well.
Dude, look at this one.
Once a week chance of potentially.
Okay, ooh, I do like how you can, I guess you could low roll and get like a random ascended piece, or you can get like every infusion. This is kind of nice, I like this. This is like a good sync, right? 1K shards, obviously pretty expensive, but I guess the drop, because it's 1K shards, it's maybe relatively decent drop rate on some of this stuff.
Getting a pretty rare item.
And bear in mind, this is not that much of a sync here, by the way, because you get the Li every week, right? You get 70 Li every week and 800 shards. This is only a 200 shard sync per week, assuming you're only dumping into that, right? You're only gambling. So it's actually relatively sustainable. Yeah, precursors are a very brutal low roll, or the ascended piece, but obviously you can high roll and get the infusion.
For quite a bit of currencies.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can salvage the drops as well. Yeah, but you might, so you can get even more shards.
Get a Chak infusion. So that's
get a big infusion.
yeah. You might get lucky merchant. Now the focus for movements eternal more veteran. Give some reward.
Okay, wait, what's this? Wait, does he mouse over any of these?
More of a challenge for most people. Maybe not everyone's going to be chasing.
Mouse over it.
Again, thinking probably going to...
Oh.
Wing without going into downstate, which is, yeah, again, thinking...
Oh, dude, he mouses over for like 1 frame, man.
Again, thinking...
I want to see if it's CM or not.
Probably going to be a little bit more of a challenge for most people. Maybe not everyone's going to be...
Dude, I need frame by frame. We need to, hold on, we need to slow the playback speed. 0.25.
Without going down state, which is, yeah, again, thinking.
Oh, look at this, guys. Fully clear salvation pass within the time limit and without being downed. Guys, it's CM. It is CM, guys. If a boss has a challenge mode, the challenge mode must be active for the achievement, and it cannot be done with Emboldened enabled. It is actually fully confirmed. They have added Mythic Plus to the game. Very nice. This is actually a big achievement. I hope they make the timers insanely aggressive, so you have to be non-horrible at the game as well. Yeah, it's confirmed CM, guys. It's literally confirmed CM. It's confirmed CM. That's actually big. This is an insane achievement. Oh, dude, they need to make the timers psycho so you can't sell it. Very nice. Can you even relog? Very unlikely, because you'll leave the instance, you'll lose the credit for the achievement. So it will be no GGing, no relogging. Very nice. Very nice. And bear in mind, guys, that includes Wing 8 CMs. Just be aware of that. That's Wing 8 CMs. I forgot to mention I added a breaker title. Wait, what is that?
For most people.
That's great. I mean, that's crazy.
Not everyone's gonna be chasing.
And yeah, it is a title, guys. I think it's got I think it's a colored title as well. I think it's pink. It's not showing here, but in the previous menu, it was showing. So I think it's not, it's a special one.
Without going.
Wait, there's a new title for clearing each raid wing the first time fully. And the title for Wing 8 is Breaker of Titans. Oh my God, yes. Fucking finally. Holy shit, that's actually a crazy, that is a crazy title. So you could actually be the Breaker, yeah? Breaker of Greer, the Breaker. Dude, Roy is popping off, yeah? With this one. Also, notice how Raid God is 25 AP. I like that. Wait, did we even see what you need to get for Raid God, guys? They didn't show us.
Wait,
oh, dude, did he ever mouse over Wing 8? Dude, imagine if Wing 8 requires Aura LCM. Let's be real here, guys. What if Wing 8 required Aura LCM? So you have to do an FC, Greer CM, Decimus CM, Aura LCM, no downstate, and there's a timer. That would actually be good. That would actually be a real achievement. That would be absolutely wacky stuff, guys. That'd be wacky stuff.
People,
I don't think he mouses over Wing 8 though.
Gonna be chasing after this, but we wanted to, you know, give.
Does he ever mouse over Wing 8? I'm just waiting to see if he does it.
Challenges for some of the more veteran.
But let's see if he goes back.
To the weekly red category. This is gonna just kind of be achievements that are.
Does he go back to it? Oh, this like mentor stuff.
Every single.
When you were raiding the players who haven't killed the boss before, as well as players who haven't killed it for the week. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good, yeah.
Wing boss, and then the wing. Might be hard.
Does Raid God time restricted stuff? I don't think Raid God, no. Well, you have to like grind kills. I think they showed you need like 500 kills, I think, for Raid God.
Yeah.
Did he mouse over Wing 8?
For most people, maybe not everyone's gonna be chasing after. Yes, that.
The multi-ins thing is probably gigabig for raid selling. Wait, why actually? For what reason?
Good call. Raid boss, and then twin was full
And being open, being able to open is nice. Oh yeah, I guess you can, dude, you can just grind Coden to farm, or Bone Skinners even. Because isn't Bone Skinner like 20 seconds? Just farm Bone Skinner 500 times. Raid God. When did the patch? February 3rd. Look, there is one thing that ArenaNet need to fix. And by the way, I am not joking about this. ArenaNet must fix being able to join the instance at the last second to sell. That is bad because it's how everyone is doing all this selling crap with Aura. People do that shit with Saris as well. It is cringe. You should not be able to do it. I think, to be fair, this is, I think, why Infallible is a really good achievement, because you have to have been there from the start. So that achievement will not be sellable that way, I assume, to be the case, because it says that you, well, yeah, you have to be here the entire time. I think it says, like, you have to be there since Veil Guardian or something. You have to be there since the, you know, Soulless Horror, it said here on Hall of Chains. So you cannot do that. Like, it should, you have to actually participate in order to sell this. So this actually might be the first unsellable, but this actually might be essentially an achievement as relevant as the PvP ones from the monthly and stuff. I'm not even joking. Like, it might be the only one in PvE that matters. Like, literally the only relevant PvE title in the game. Because everything else is sold. If you, guys, realistically, over half the people who have Aura LCM, Saris LCM, Embodiment of Sin, obviously Voice Node, over 50%, guys, are purchasers. Over 50%. Wings 1 through to 7 is free. Am I crazy? It's not that hard. It depends on the timer. Because bear in mind, there's a timer situation, guys.
Maybe it's not location or on the
Godsbane. So that's true, actually. Godsbane is pretty tough to sell. That is true, actually. Because well, wait, can't you just, isn't there, wait, actually, is it though? Can't you just do the exploit? Can't you just exploit on Aura? There's like a safe spot where you can just not get hit for hopscotch, which is unfortunate because that one is actually pretty good. What'd you call it the data for that sake? Just kind of eyeball math. I'm not entirely sure, obviously, but it's definitely true of Doom. I'm pretty confident it's true of Saris as well. Aura, who knows? I haven't actually seen that many people buying that, but I don't know. I'm not sure how many people have bought Aura. Is there whether this bug can dance? Is that one where you have to not get double hit by a mechanic? I guess you. I mean, yeah, I guess they have to do that one on their own, I guess. About sold titles. Oh, just guesstimation based on like what I know about raid selling. I know it's true about raids. Like there have been you have no idea, guys, because I used to sell raids. You guys have no idea how many people bought raids. You have no fucking clue. I don't know about Aura and Wing 8 because I feel like raid selling actually is a relatively small operation compared to what it used to be. But I think a lot of people do buy, you know. Saris is probably way easier to sell than Aura. I think they're realistically probably about the same difficulty, no? Because you just join at the, you know, you 10-man Aura to like what, 5% or whatever, and then get the buyer in, yeah? And then you just kill the boss.
Don't worry.
Same with Saris. Like you don't actually have to do it with 9 people. You can do it with 10 and then swap a player in at the last second. To be fair, you can actually legitimately 9-man Saris LCM as well, so it's not like you can't do it legitimately, but obviously it's significantly easier to do it illegitimately. Uh-huh. Can anyone sell me Kiting Overlook? They should add in HTCM and Ceres CM atonements. That would be nice. Yeah, they should do that. But I'm sure they can add more later. 852 Legendary Conqueror of Ura. 577 Godsbane. That's crazy, actually. Less people have Godsbane than Legendary Conqueror? No, that makes sense, actually, because I guess Godsbane is maybe like a bit more annoying to sell. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, and more people want the purple title, so they go for the purchase. Yeah, it's easier to sell, and people want the purple title, so they go for the purchase. So that makes sense, actually. Dude, wait. That's insane. Only 852 people have done Ura LCM? It's not even hard. What? That is actually really surprising to me. And bear in mind, a lot of those are buyers, right? Like a lot of that number are buyers. That's actually really surprising to me that it's only wait, I have to check. I'm just wondering if I'm being spread misinformation. 852 is so low, actually. I'm checking. Stats, unlock statistics, Aura. Well, yeah, 853. What? That's actually insane. I'm really surprised how low that number is. Yeah. Yeah. Ceres EOS is more rare. Oh shit! Look, Ceres EOS. That's actually good. Okay, that's a based encounter. Yeah. 95% of the bench. Nah, you don't have to do 95% of the bench. One factor kills you. Nah. I think it's with the comps that you play with the correct strat. I think it's actually extremely easy to die on or LCM actually. Like if you play the Willbender comp, or if you play the Willbender comp with Spectres and double Chrono, it's actually very hard to die, in my opinion. Well, let's see, dude. Unbounded Optimism did 640 embodiments of sin. What a base achievement. Also, Darkbringer in the chat. You have revealed yourself. bDarkbringer will be created soon. EU strat. Dude, look, the EU strat is good, man. Like, I don't understand. If you're gonna go do Ura LCM, you just log onto your Willbender and you stack all the, you know, the little fumers and you cleave. And you're in Trailblazer gear, so you're literally unkillable. Look, check this out, guys. The meta strat for Ura is no joke. You just play, every class has 2k toughness. Like the squishiest thing is a Celestial Spectre, which is not very squishy. Sally Spectre, Minstrel Chronos, and 6 Trailblazer Willbenders. LFR gonna kill serious raiding in the end as they dumb down encounters to fit LFR looking for raid. Happen in WoW will happen in Guild Wars 2. Well, I think, you know what's really actually interesting about this Purify Priest? The exact opposite happened in WoW. And for example, Mythic has been getting harder in WoW. In fact, you know, in the War Within, 2 of the hardest ever raid bosses of all time in WoW were released. Queen Ansarek on Mythic, which was considered to be one of the hardest ever end bosses, and Demencius, who was also considered to be one of the hardest ever end bosses released in the game. And bear in mind, they're powered by LFR since Cataclysm. The exact opposite is the case. With the addition of LFR, they actually were able to make the raids harder because of this. Because the raids were accessible and they didn't have to worry about people not being able to access the content because they had a difficulty setting that players could play on, they were actually able to say, actually, yeah, we can make the hardest difficulty absolutely insane. We can ramp it up even further for our hardcore players while keeping it accessible for our casual players. So no, I want to be really, really correct here, Purified Base. Okay, I'm going to be very specific here. You are not expressing an opinion there. You are wrong. Like, what you have said there is objectively incorrect. That is not what happened. In fact, the exact opposite of your statement happened. Like, you are factually wrong here. I'm not expressing an opinion. I am telling you the weather, right? No, that's not how it works. And interestingly enough, actually, like, I really do think this. You need to have something like this. You need to have some kind of accessible difficulty setting system because the vast majority of your players are casual, right? So you need people to be able to experience that content and enjoy it in their own way, at their own pace, right? Otherwise, you can't develop raids for like just people who raid Mythic. Right? Like you can't do that. It's not viable. There's not enough people, right? Who play that content. Like you can't say, oh yeah, we're gonna literally make a new raid wing because of Ceres EOS. Like, no, that's not a thing. Like you can't do that. Like that's obviously not gonna be the case. Because there's like 640 people in the entire game have it, right? Like you obviously can't do that. Like no, you have to make it so that your content is accessible to the player base. Yeah. Weren't classic bosses kind of glue and they started to go crazy? I would say, oh, apathetic is EOS. Oh yeah. 1087, yeah. Wait, what is this one then? What's unbounded optimism? Is that the one where you don't get hit? Oh yeah, it's yeah, where you don't get hit. Wait, how do less people have that than EOS? I guess it's because the meta strat involves actually getting hit. Oh, and it's not sellable, right? Yeah, and the strat does involve getting hit a lot of the time. So you when you do this achievement or do another Ceres achievement or just do Ceres in general, you're less likely to get it with the strategy. But yeah, I guess people just don't care that much. You're a master of the tier 1. It's supposed to be able to care about the content as well, like what we've got. So I can go. So, well, to be fair, I think these changes are really good, actually. I really like the infallible title. I'm a big fan of that, actually. I would actually really like them to add a special achievement for LCM EOS, which is doable. It's already been done, and now it is, of course, easier probably with additional DPS. But yeah, big fan. I think it's good. But yeah, no, I think WoW rating started getting hard in Cataclysm. In my opinion. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like Cataclysm. Because that's when they started kind of getting serious with that stuff. They started moving in that direction with Wrath, I would say. Like, well, honestly, they kind of started. They started moving in that direction since TBC. Because they cut the raid size down and made the raids harder. With Wrath, they added Heroic. With Cataclysm, they added LFR and made Heroic very challenging, right? And then, of course, onwards from there, it then escalated quite a bit and got like harder and harder and harder and harder and harder, right? New tiles look really cool. Feels less cool. Pills don't even know what it means. Well, I mean, that's just a cultural thing. And yeah, it kind of sucks. It's unlikely to change in Guild Wars 2, but it's a cultural thing. Like, the reason why it's different in WoW and Final Fantasy is because everyone's way more engaged with that kind of stuff, right? Like, people know what, oh shit, Race the World's first Mythic, right? In Guild Wars 2, there's no real big cultural thing around that, right? So it's just a bit different. If Infallible fails, the entire group, one person goes down, or it's only one person. The way it was worded, I think it's if anyone. I think nobody is allowed to go downstate. Which is actually very based. That's exactly how it should be. So you have to actually do a good run. I'm actually hoping that the times are very aggressive too. I think that you should have to do all the CM. The Wing 8 one I think is going to be really hype actually. The Wing 8 one is you have to do Greer, Ura, Decima back to back with nobody going downstate, and you have to, well, you have to one shot because obviously, you know, you fail the achievement if you don't. But if anyone goes downstate, you lose. If you're too slow, you lose. In my opinion, look, this is going to be a big take. I think this achievement is actually really hype. I'm hoping they actually balance it around speedruns. Like it should expect you to do fast Twisted Castle. It should expect you to do the skip on Wing 2, right? Like 100%. Like it should expect you to do speedrun techniques to get these times. Same with, you know, Wing 4. You should be expected to do fast movement right between the bosses. I guess it's funny. It will make Thief mandatory, right, to get through the door. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it should expect you to do split statues as well, right? Like, so if you want the achievement on Wing 5, you have to do split statues. Is there any other, like, crazy tech? I guess it's, yeah, like, oh, yeah. Oh, dude, there's so much stuff on Wing 3. Wing 3 is going to be content, man. Is ArenaNet going to do that? Of course, ArenaNet. ArenaNet, look, Roy is in charge of this stuff. He's going to go big. He's going to go massive. Deathless Twisted Castle. Well, what's interesting, you're going to have to play it differently, right? Because obviously, when you play Twisted Castle normally, what would you do, right? You send your people through, and then you GG, and then port, right? Well, you can't do dialogue skips, can you, right? You can't do it. You can't GG. That doesn't work. Oh, ooh. I wonder if the achievement fails if someone leaves the instance. Because couldn't you do a dialogue skip by leaving the instance? And then, assuming that doesn't fail the achievement, that might actually be a little bit of a workaround. I hope they thought of that, because that would be problematic. I don't know how the triggers work. You can't change classes. No, you won't be able to reroll. You won't be able to GG. You won't be able to do dialogue skips. So yeah, you're gonna have to rethink how you approach some of the encounters, because everyone needs to make it through Twisted Castle. Like everyone needs to make it through Wing 2 skip, right? Like the Wing 2 skips, like everyone has to make it. That's rather interesting. Balance the times for it. In my opinion, the approach they should take, and I hope they do take this, is they should just look at speedrun world records and add a bit of time to it. I think it would be, what they should do is they should make it borderline impossible or put some really aggressive times in, and they just have to nerf it if it's impossible, basically. So in other words, they should start it out being ridiculously difficult, and if it's just really, really hard, make it easier. But they shouldn't go in easy because they can't make it harder. Because, you know, you can't go that way. You can't give an easy achievement and then make it more difficult later, right? You know, some random balance match makes impossible things giga easy for weeks. I mean, that does happen sometimes, but that's just, I don't know what to tell you. That's how it is. Can't sack on Eater of Souls. No, you can't. No, you can't sack. You have to CC. Yeah, you have to CC because you'll go downstate when you sack. So you're gonna have to do things a couple of different ways to play around the achievement, which is good. We like that, guys. Can sack Demos. I guess it depends who gets it. Like if someone who's tanky and can live gets it, then yeah. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bit rough. on CM. If someone like very squishy gets it for whatever reason. Obviously, sack is optimal. Bear that in mind. Demos sack, just fine. Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about single sack. I'm talking about double. Like, double sack could be a bit scary. I'm not even sure. Wait, I'm not even sure if you do double sack on CM, though. I actually don't know what the meta strat is for Demos CM. Might only be single sack. I also do like that Roy has added a breaker achievement. That's very nice. Demos, the breaker of Titans. That is very nice, guys. The breaker. Breaker. What's the name of the crab, by the way? What's the name of the crab? Is the crab also known as a breaker?
May I tempt your adventurous spirit with an exciting expedition?
It's kind of hype. Yeah, I think we'll have to get a squad together for it, I think, Jester, actually, and do some actual content. We're going to have to drop some content here. How excited are you for the revitalized raids? Well, okay, I'm going to... Look, if I will give my actual unrefined thoughts on this. To tell you the truth, guys, I don't think... I love... These changes are great. Right? They're all great. I want to say... I want to be very clear. Every single one of these changes are amazing, and I love them. But... should have been 10 years ago. Will it really move the needle and kind of make raiding a big thing in Guild Wars 2? I think that's actually unlikely. You know, I will be realistic here. I think it's unlikely. I think it's too late. But are all the changes amazing? Yes. Like this needed to be here day one of raids. Guild Wars 2 has and always will be a casual ending mode, and that you can change that. Well, the thing is, though, is that like you're not wrong, but bear in mind, like, so is retail WoW. Like, about 1% of the player base clears Mythic. That is not a big number. And hell, even Heroic, I think even Heroic is only about 25% of the WoW player base kills Heroic. Now, don't get me wrong, that's obviously a much bigger percentage than of Guild Wars 2, but like WoW does actually have a vastly, massively casual player base at the end of the day. Yeah. Do you think they didn't have them at launch, then the game was going to succeed? No, I think they had some bad philosophies on content development. Like, ArenaNet is on record saying that the reason they didn't add difficulty modes is because they didn't want to split the player base. And I think they really wanted to be the anti-WoW a lot. And I do think that, regrettably, some pretty poor decisions made about Guild Wars 2's development have been because, well, WoW does X, so we won't do X. And look, I actually don't, the sentiment is not wrong there. There are some like really bad things about how WoW does certain things, obviously, and that's one of the reasons why Guild Wars 2 does so well, is because it fixes problems that traditional MMOs typically have. But I'll tell you one thing, guys. The one thing WoW does do extremely well is raids and dungeons. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is also a pretty important philosophy to have. And yeah, I think ultimately the reason why ArenaNet didn't go this way, is actually because they just wanted, they wanted to take a different approach to World of Warcraft. And I think in this case, that was a major mistake. What percentage got 3K IO? That's actually a good question. Let me have a look. That's actually kind of okay. That's quite a lot actually. So about hold on a minute. Yeah. Okay. So 20% of players got 3K IO in World of Warcraft.
All right, everyone. Let's get down to business.
So there you go. Is that from active players? That's from Raider.io, yeah. From the website that tracks all this stuff. Isn't that among players who have M+ rating and not general population? I actually have no idea how they get the number. Maybe? But it's a number on Raider.io, which is, it is a little bit authentic. That's just those on Raider.io. Yeah, but your character is public, so that's everyone. It's like everyone who's done a Mythic Plus key is here. So I guess it's probably less than that, but to be fair, like I think a lot of people do Mythic Plus because that's loot. You do want that. Put that in Guild Wars 2 terms. It's hard to explain. It would be like a plus. You have to do, I don't know, so it's quite a bit harder than fractals, basically. Imagine if there was like tier 6 fractals or something. Isn't sharing such data opt-in now? Maybe opt-out? Nah, you can't opt-out. I don't think, can you even opt-out? I'm not even sure. But no, like everyone is on Warcraft logs and Raider.io. I think you can opt out of Warcraft logs. Well, can you? I don't even know. I have actually no idea. You can opt out of sharing your data publicly in BattleNet? Oh, well, I mean, there you go then. But to be fair, I feel like almost nobody does that. Because of the social consequences, guys. And if you opt out and you don't show your Raider.io, you will not be invited. You will not get into any groups. Unlucky. Well, yeah. There's a reason why people there's a reason why people don't really bother to hide logs in WoW, because if you hide your logs, you will not be invited. Like I would never invite, if I saw someone with private logs, I would never invite them ever. Like that's immediate red flag. Like you're not getting in. You will not be invited. You don't have anything green flag? You would not invite them, bro. You do invite, questionable players sometimes, but you're not that questionable. Affix players, correct. The reinvent the wheel too much. Oh, give an example of reinventing the wheel. Not doing difficulty settings, I think was a major mistake. I think that's like the really big one. Also, I would say another pretty major one was not having quests, right, in the game. They tried to fix this with collections, but I think having this system kind of have its own dedicated UI and system would also have been really, really good. And they wanted to move away from that system, but I think in retrospect, that was also a major mistake. Because stuff like this is really cool, but obviously it's kind of weird with how it fits into the game. But no, I do think it is really, I think it's really good that they're fixing it. It's better late than never, right? We love to see it. We do. Check the... That's a good post. That's a good post. Yeah, good patch. Good patch, no? Legendary crab as well, which we see more of next week, I think, with the legendary. Fashion templates. It's a good time. It's a good time, guys. It is. It is. No raids in actual QUICKPLAY. Yeah, I'm hoping they add that. I really hope they add raids. And this is the only thing that I'm a little bit nervous about raid QUICKPLAY. And honestly, this entire rework is that it's gonna need iteration. It's going to need to be changed over time. And I am a little bit worried that that might not happen. It would be nice. It would have been really good if the crab was in day one too, actually. Need roll queue? Nah, you don't need roll queue. Like the system wouldn't be good if it you needed roll queue for it. Do you think Guild Wars 3 will be as different from Guild Wars 1 was from 2? Yes. I think they will make the games non-competing. They'll be pretty different, I think. Or at least, I hope so. That would make sense. It would make sense. Omega. Dude, this, look, this fucking WoW add-on drama is so fucking funny. Holy shit. If you know, you know. What drama? There's a lot of allegations right now because people are making new add-ons, right? For Midnight because of the add-on purge. And there's a lot of like, well, it's all open source, right? Because when you download an add-on, it's Lua files, it's just code. It's just code. You can just yoink it. And there's a lot of allegations of people yoinking each other's code, but it's even funnier because everyone's using AI to like vibe code it as well. Oh man, oh, it's so fucking funny. So like everyone's like going crazy. Everyone's like stealing each other's code. Everyone's calling each other out for stealing each other's code. It's fucking high tier, man. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. QUICKPLAY for Dungeons? That would be good, actually. Yeah, I would like that. I would definitely like QUICKPLAY for Dungeons. Wait, dude, I am so surprised that more people haven't done LCM. Am I cooked? Am I cooked on this? Why have not, what? Do people just not really care about it or what? Wait, how many people have done Ceres? Oh, okay, yeah, that's more like it. 2,800. I guess people just maybe didn't like Wing 8 as much as Ceres. Wait, what about Harvest Temple, actually? Harvest Temple. Harvest Temple LCM, 6.7K. Yeah, way more people did that one. Dude, that's crazy. To be fair, like HCCM is much easier than Aura. To be fair. To be fair. What happened here? Oh no, basically they did there's a stat squish, right? So all the numbers go down, and they just kind of made Mythic very easy. Like Mythic rating is like mega easy now. But you can't get any of the relevant achievements. You can still get the loot, but it's worthless, right? Because, new expansion. coming soon, but they disabled the achievements, so it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Mounts, or yeah, you get the mount. Yeah. That, I mean, no, I think that's nice. No, I think everyone can get their mount now, which I think is cool. You can go get your mythic mount. Aura LCM was far less popular than both Ceres and HTCM on Void Lounge. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is, actually. I mean, look, I don't know. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the fight, but I've spoken to some people who do actually quite like Aura, but I don't really like it that much. I guess it's because well, I mean, you have to kind of memorize the pattern on Ceres as well. And it's the same on Aura. You know, look, Aura is just like, you need to know the order. You've got to like install the Blish add-on and do the order of the shards correctly. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe just less people running prog groups and stuff. Because I did a prog group with Plenix, and to be honest, look, I'm gonna be completely real, guys. I was like very rusty. I was playing DPS, which I don't play very often anyway. I was just playing Ritualist. And you know, we killed it in like, I think it was about 5 hours of prog. It took us to kill it. But I guess people just, you know, they do. I guess the thing that I have is that I can get a group. Like, I was able to get people who are willing to do it. And I suppose that's like the hard part. Like, that's the true LCM, guys. The true LCM is getting people who actually want to do it, right? That's crazy. Yeah, it's roster CM. It is actually roster CM, no? 100%. It is legit roster CM. Uh-huh. It absolutely is. Firstly on Demencius. Yeah, I was watching some of your streams actually, Bowborn. I was there watching the Hunter gameplay. Ritualist needs more buff. Nah, Ritualist is good right now. It's good in every game mode, honestly. Like it's, you know, not, you know, it's not like, honestly, it's pretty fucking broken actually. Melee shard. Dude, look, if you fail a melee shard, you deserve to get flamed. I am sorry. Look, if you fail the melee shard, guys, I am sorry, okay? That is illegal. That is so fucking illegal. Failing range shard, honestly, I get it, I respect it. You can honestly get mega screwed over. It can be really cancer. If you get a bad overlap, it can be super annoying, I think, if you're doing the range shard. But dude, if you fail melee shard, come on, man. Come on, man. That is not legal. It's, you don't do anything. You just do the bubbles. That's it. Like, pick up the shard. Me and Jester were tanking, by the way, too. Jester was main tank on his conduit. I was backup tank on my Ritualist. Very exciting. I will say I was top DPS post-reset. Just want to drop that out there. Wait, I think I was anyway. Wait, was I? I'm not sure. I think I was. I might have been. Just saying. You need a ramp, bro? Yeah, you need to ramp, bro? Cope? This guy playing like a 60k DPS build, and he's like, oh, I need to ramp, bro. Dude, the Neff messaging is insanely fucking funny. Like, I love this. It's so good. Like, incredible. Yeah. To be fair, actually, yeah, dude, Condi Willbender is based on that fight, because actually this is a damage profile that ArenaNet actually needs to add way more of. No joke. They need to add more of this, because Condi Willbender has something called funnel. In other words, more targets, you do more damage to your primary. That mechanic is so fucking fun. Like, it's like a big thing in WoW. Like, you have classes that have funnel damage, so you've got adds and you do more damage to your primary target. It's really, really fun mechanic, actually. I like it a lot. They should add more stuff like that, I think, to Guild Wars 2 PvE. Veteran player, how do you do LCM without a group? Always play solo? Well, I mean, you're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to join a group. Okay, you're gonna have to join a group. Dude, I almost want to read this. Right, I want to read this message, to be honest, guys. Yeah, I think I have. I'm gonna read it to you guys because you guys are gonna have no context, and that's gonna make it better. Okay, at everyone, Grok has decided to stop development for NephUI. It was fun, and I think the add-on turned out decent. Annoyed at the slander, getting kind of bored with this. I recommend switching to LVUI, any CDM add-on. RQI is pretty cool. Centered Quarter Badger is simple and nice, centered blah, 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 blah. If you don't want to use LVUI, use unhalted unit frames. P.S. If you support Quasi UI, fuck you. Add-on is stolen code from an assortment of add-ons like NephUI. Ironic, I know. Unhalted unit frames, basic video apps, CDM, tweaks UI. Almost every feature is stolen code, and he's charging players for it. They eat it up because why? I don't know. Someone legal at blizzard.com. PS. 90% of new add-ons that have popped up are coded with AI, because AI is very good at developing Lua. Because it's a simple language anyone can pick up within 15 minutes if you know how to read. If you don't like AI because of whatever reason, your future in this life is going to be miserable, and I pray for you, Champion07. We hit 150k downloads. That was pretty fun, but GG. Anyways, GL in midnight. Bro, oh my god, it's so good. I love this. Like, they're And you know what? I'm not going to explain the context, guys. You don't need the context. There is some context here, but it doesn't matter. Oh, also, here's the follow-up. One more thing. I started making this add-on because LVUI and WeCores were disappearing. I was going to quit when LVUI decided to come back, but a lot of people wanted me to continue, so I did. The add-on dev ego shit is crazy. Most of you devs need to get a fucking grip. Add-ons are made to make the game better, not to fuel your ego. As you can see, some fairly mixed responses, guys. We have the poop emoji. We have the clown emoji as well, activating here. Very nice. Very, very, very nice, guys. Incredible. Drop the ArenaNet for it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we do need like the confused emoji. Like that's like actually that WoW doesn't have. Like they just use the clown emoji, but they don't actually have the forums confused emoji. I think they'd like it though. Actually, classic add-on dev crash. That is a good crash out. Yeah. Don't know the people to do. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. I mean, do people just not know about Void Lounge? Don't they do like perma runs of like every LCM? Do people not know? Do they not know? I don't think people know, guys. Maybe they just don't know. You just get in there. And I'm going to ask you guys, okay? If you get in there and you join an LCM on DPS, you literally do nothing, okay? Like, you just sit there and you do your little DPS rotation and you wait 10 minutes and the boss dies, okay? And to be honest, that's kind of true on a lot of the LCMs, actually. You know, because, you know, on Ceres, the healer's doing the portals, right? And they're doing the mechanics for you. On HT, you know, dude, on HTCM, if you are a melee DPS, you literally do nothing. No? Like, you actually do nothing. You AFK on the boss and do a DPS rotation. And then on Ura, if you're a DPS, I was chilling. I was literally relaxing. Dude, I was vibing out, okay? Just wiggling my arms around, like attacking with my little spirit, like sending my little spirits in. It was chill, very chill, the entire time. Meanwhile, like the Spectres and the Crones were like running around in circles and stuff like that. They were just going crazy the entire time. Like they were picking the shard up and double dropping it and teleporting. I was AFK on the boss, guys. Okay, I was AFK on the boss. That's what you want to do. Be a DPS player, guys. I was just pumping. I was literally pumping. Yeah. To be fair, I did do something. I did tank the boss a couple of times. Jester had to run away and do a mechanic. I tanked the boss. Very good. Yeah. How? Yeah, dude. Actually, wait. I know who you are, Josh. This is fucking Josh, by the way. What the fuck? That's crazy. Josh is back. Member of Howl, of course, led by Longinus. Very exciting. Classic Plus WoW. It's gonna be like an old school RuneScape thing, but for vanilla WoW. That kind of thing. But yeah, now you've been entertained. I do view that as an incredibly funny add-on crash out situation. We honestly love to see that. Fuma bait. And I think we were baiting the Fumas into the hitbox. It went pretty smooth. Like, you know, the Fumas didn't really give us too much trouble. We didn't have the sickest comp for it, honestly. We were what were we? Were we double evoker? Wait, what was our comp? Triple evoker, conduit, double writ? Yeah. So it wasn't, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the sickest comp in the universe. But it was good enough. Doesn't the add-on purge we have to hop into random discords for VC when plugging? I think it will be more common to ask for voice, yeah. But to be fair, probably only early, I'd say, Trayvon. It'll be like early season, that the voice will be more common. But once everyone knows the strats, it'll be less so. Yeah. Kind of sus joining around Discord. True. That, I mean, that is true. But I mean, look, maybe you have to. Maybe you have to join. Do it. But yeah, dude, I was just cranking though, dude. It was actually sick. There were permanent Fumas on the boss. I was permanently just sending into the Fumas. It was pretty good. I was like, I was cleaving big with my greatsword with my spear. It was high tier. I was just sending. Wait, where's the log? I'm getting the log. I guess people are probably just gone back to will bendering now, I guess. Because now the nerfs on a lot of the, you know, you're not doing 60k anymore. People are probably just will bendering Aura quite a bit, I'd say. That's probably the most consistent strat you can do. Well, it's pretty dead for Ura LCM. I think people don't like it as much as Ceres and HT, which is understandable. I do think that Ceres and HT are more fun than Ura. Do people do Greer? I feel like Greer is the most fun of the CMs actually in Wing 8. Greer was kind of fun. I think I enjoyed Greer CM. We did a Greer CM after the Ura LCM. That was pretty fun. Wait, dude, where's the Discord? Okay, here it is. Aura LCM demolishes. Oh, look at this, guys. Isn't this beautiful? This is, look at this, guys. This is the definition, okay, of meta abuser. Look at this meta abuse, guys. Just beautiful, guys. This is what you do. I'm sorry, it's what you have to do. I am top DPS in the healed phase, as you can clearly see here. Jester is nowhere near me. He is literally sub 30k DPS. Was he even trying? I don't know. Was bro even trying to do DPS? Fun fact, my rotation was dog shit. Look, it is what it is, bro. Yeah, every player in that group abusing. That's true. That is true, actually. Every single player here is nothing but a disgusting meta abuser. That is true. It is objectively true. Look, dude, look at Bad Architect. By the way, guys, this guy has sold raids. Look at this. Guys, what is that? What is that? 22k DPS? Does he think this is HOT? Does he actually think this is Heart of Thorns? What happened? Toad Evoker. I don't know about in PvE, but on PvP, I think you play Lightning Rod, Toad Evoker. Always in downstate. 27k DPS. Look at the Spectres are very even. 12k DPS each. Planix actually top DPS on Chrono. 1.6k. 200 more DPS than the other Chrono. Also, wait, guys, are people playing Troubadour right now? I'm actually curious. Are people like slamming a Troubadour as a healer right now? Because I was thinking about like what could be a really cool raid comp. I was thinking like Troubadour, Alack Luminary. Isn't that just cooked? You have like insane healing. You have barrier as well. You have mega boons, mega healing. Sure, that's good, no? The Toad Evoker. Oh no, you just take the I don't mean for Aura, I just mean in general, really. I don't mean for Aura. You wouldn't, I don't think you need, I think you need Spectre for Aura, especially now that Chrono's been nerfed. Because you have less CC on Chrono. But yeah, on the Evoker build, this is what you want to do. You don't go into the Toad, right? Like you still play whatever, Fire Wizard or whatever, but the key is that you take this. You want Altruistic Aspect, and then you take the Toad ability, right? Toad's Fortitude. This is actually a really strong spell. This is a 15-second cooldown in PvE, and it gives 3 stacks of stability when you have this trait. And if you do that, you have mega stability. You contribute a lot to the stability uptime, and you want really high stability uptime on Aura LCM, so you don't get knocked over by the fumers, right? So you take this and this one, and then it's really good. And you still cleave, right? Because you cleave quite a bit with you play Scepter, right? Or we played Scepter. Like you play the Fire Wizard, and then you cleave a lot with Ignite and what is it, Conflagrate or whatever, and you spread the burns around, and you just do AoE with Scepter, and then you give loads of stability with the Toad. Because again, with Alacrity, that's a 12-second cooldown, so you're giving 50% uptime of 3 stacks of stability to your subgroup when you're stacked up, which is really good. So you can run through the walls if you need to. You can not get knocked over by the fumers, and it's a pretty good time. Toad Evoker was kind of shit. I mean, maybe it was after, like, we did it when it was like really, really OP. So maybe you did it when it was less OP, I guess. But I mean, it seemed to work pretty well for us, I guess. Yeah, it seemed to kind of get the job done. Did, you know, good single target damage, and it was cleaving the evoker, cleaving them out as well. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they weren't playing it right. I'd have to. I guess I'd have to see what was going wrong, I guess. But I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. Arc meme. Thanks. It is what it is. Lightning Rod Alacto was actually a solid build. Oh, that's actually hype, dude. I like Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is a very cool talent. I like it quite a bit. Guild Wars 3 confirmed 100% now. Realistically, there is no denying it. Yeah, I mean, whether it will be called Guild Wars 3 is obviously another thing entirely. But yes, there is an upcoming Guild Wars MMO in development in Unreal Engine. So if that's Guild Wars 3, if they're going to call it something else, that's obviously up to ArenaNet, and you know we'll eventually find that out, right? But essentially, yes. Like at this stage, in my opinion, there is no denying it. At this point, there is another MMO that ArenaNet are developing in the Guild Wars universe in Unreal. So yeah, there is going to be another Guild Wars MMO. There is realistically no denying it at this point. Like it is essentially confirmed, like all but confirmed. We were constantly out of stab, I think. It's just an evoker being really hard, and if you know people can perform on it, cleave DPS with Flame Wall, at least. Well, to be honest, like I mean, I think our guys were playing Fire Wizard, which was like an incredibly easy build to play. But if you're out of stability, I mean, I don't know, like that to me, that feels like people just need to press the buttons a little bit and maybe not overlap. Maybe people were overlapping the stab, but like in our comp, right? We had basically everyone give stab here. Toad Evoker stab, Toad Evoker, well, you know, Toad skill stab. Ritualist has really good stability as well, and resistance, which is also quite nice on the fight, and Condi Cleanse, which is also quite nice for getting rid of the acid stack. Same with the other Ritualist. Another Evoker here, and then obviously the Chronos have a bunch of stability abilities. So I mean, look, I guess what I would say is that people need to look at not overlapping. Like you don't want everyone to burn your stab at the same time. So ideally you would only use stability when you don't have stability, so you don't have two people in the same subgroup using it at the same time, I guess, will be potentially a problem that could have been going on there, I suppose. But stability, I feel like, should never be an issue. You have so much. Like the Chrono nearly does. Yeah, I mean, the Chrono can essentially do 100% uptime on its own, but they're not always on the group, right? So that's why you have the stability spam from everyone else as well at the same time. So, you know, we have the only player who doesn't give stability is the Conduit, right? The Conduit doesn't do stability, but literally every other class has AoE stability. I guess Radius is relevant, and it's not as big as Willbenders with Stand Your Ground. So Stand Your Ground obviously will be like a really, it's really nice because it has 600 radius, but it's still pretty good. Concur still 100% with the well nerf. I actually don't know specifically, but you can still have really good uptime for sure. Like the thing is, like Mantra of Concentration is just so extremely good that you can just have mega uptime with that on its own. And yeah, Ritualist was really nice because it also had projectile block. So when the vent shots were kind of throwing shit at us, I was just putting up the reflect as well. Or not the reflect, rather, the projectile block. And we had 2 of those as well, which was obviously pretty nice. So that's kind of nifty. It's the same. Oh, I guess the Ellies can't because they can't go to air because they're Fire Wizards. But, you know, I'm not sure if... I don't think Fire Wizard's that good anymore. I think if you played Evoker, you'd probably play non-Fire Wizard Evoker, I'm actually assuming. So you actually could do Swirling Winds, which would be pretty nifty, I think. vent shots. Wait, I don't know how many vent shots we ended up having, actually. We did the don't kill any spawner strat and just stand on the boss strat. So I'm not exactly sure how many we had in the end. I don't actually recall, but I guess it was like 1 or 2. I'm not even sure. The rip projectile block feels hard to time because it's part of the rotation. It is, but you get to use it once per cycle. So you just need to think about, like, if you want to... You need to think about if you want to delay a little bit in order to get value out of the projectile block, right? Or if you want to send it immediately. You do actually have high uptime on it because of alacrity, and you cycle through very, very quickly. So it is not that bad to time it, I think. But yeah, you just have to think about it a little bit. That is true. We also did have vulnerability on the ritualist, which was convenient. That's true. 1 to 2 spawners destroyed by accident. We had 1 vent shot in general. It's weird how it works. Yeah, like, I don't think ArenaNet will do this, but I think it's really unfortunate they didn't fix that bug. I think URA LCM should be much harder than it is. The vent shot bug, I think, makes it way easier than it should be, which is very unfortunate, I think. Because on its original incarnation, it was very hard, like, to do it correctly, I think. And the current iteration of it, I think, is way too easy. And a big part of that is because of the fact that it won't spawn vent shots, right? You get like 1 vent shot, like 1 or 2 maximum, right? And then the game bugs, right? Like the game just bugs out and won't spawn anymore. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, I think. But that's just the way it is. 43 cam pistol evoker. Dude, why does it have to be pistol, man? Look, change my mind. No pistol in Guild Wars 2 is fun to use. Yeah. I said it. I said it. NG pistol sucks. Guardian pistol sucks. LE pistol sucks. Thief is the one exception because I will admit that unload is pretty fun. And actually, to be fair, pistol offhand on Thief is fun, actually, in basically all gamers. Like, headshot is a good ability. I admit that. I admit that. I admit that. I admit that. Necro pistol is alright. It's alright, but I prefer... Scepter is way more fun. Scepter is so much more fun, guys, on Necro. It's so much better. Everyone knows it. Mesmer is okay as well. I will admit that Mesmer is okay. But to be honest, I'd way rather use Torch on Mesmer than pistol. Or I like Sword offhand, Focus offhand, Shield offhand, and Torch offhand on Mesmer. With a new title and leaderboard coming out, it's enough to get you back into raiding. I'll probably try and do Infallible, yeah. I've wanted to get a group together in Guild Wars 2 for a while, but I've had like very little motivation to do so. But yeah, I might do it. I'll try and do Infallible, I think. I also have a lot of time this year. I honestly haven't had a lot of time to do anything gaming related for the last 2 years. There's, you know, it is what it is, right? Like things happen. So I have a lot of time actually. No, look, people meme on this. Project Fungo is actually coming, okay? Project Fungo is coming. Why are you guys saying I can't and Kappa? Why are you saying that? Do you guys really think that Project Fungo won't exist? You seriously think that Project Fungo won't be a thing? Yeah, Project Fungo 2026. All right, I'm actually gonna piss off because I've got a couple of things to do, guys. I'm gonna raid Darren's real quick. The 4th project we abandoned. The only project I've abandoned is Fungus, and hey, that one worked out. Look, that one it's working on its own. Weirdly enough, the Hardstuck guild is actually very active too. Isn't it? Isn't that just like so wholesome? Ah, it runs itself, guys. To be honest, that was kind of always what I wanted, right? I didn't want it to be so reliant on me. You know what I mean? Like, that's not healthy. It's really unhealthy when a community is really reliant on an individual person. It's not good. So yeah, honestly, it kind of worked out. Kind of worked out in the end, guys. All right, yeah, I'm rating Darren's. He's doing Guild Wars 1 content. I'm back for the monthly AT tomorrow, guys. That's it. Huge. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Follow, subscribe.